March 2025. Washington, D.C. As the nation braced for another chapter in its ongoing immigration saga, a legal bombshell quietly detonated in the corridors of power. At the center of the storm, newly appointed U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi and a deportation scandal that sent shockwaves through the legal system. In a stunning move that defied federal protocol and outraged civil rights advocates, the Trump administration, backed staunchly by Bondi, greenlit a series of late-night deportations despite a federal judge's oral order to halt them. According to insiders, a federal judge had issued a verbal directive to immigration authorities: stand down. Do not proceed with any removals until further review. But the Department of Justice, under Bondi's iron-fisted leadership, disregarded the judge's oral instructions, arguing that a spoken order lacked the legal weight of a written injunction. The flights continued. Families were torn apart, and the nation watched, stunned, as the rule of law appeared to buckle under executive force. We were told the judge's word didn't matter. We had to proceed immediately. Anonymous DHS official legal scholars and former DOJ officials immediately cried foul. This isn't just a technicality, said one constitutional law professor. This is a blatant assault on judicial authority. What kind of justice system ignores a federal judge? This is lawlessness, plain and simple. Bondi, unwavering, stood before cameras and delivered a calculated defense. There was no written injunction. The law requires clarity. We acted within the bounds of our authority. But critics weren't buying it. No more silence. No more lies. Was this merely a legal gray area exploited for political gain? Or a deliberate challenge to judicial power? Behind closed doors, officials feared what this meant for the future. If an oral order from a federal judge could be ignored, what was next? As the dust settled, civil rights groups filed emergency appeals. Lawmakers called for investigations. But for the dozens deported in the dead of night, the damage had already been done. This was no policy debate. This was a constitutional crisis in motion, and Pam Bondi was at its helm. The fallout was immediate and unforgiving. Civil liberties organizations launched lawsuits. Congressional hearings were threatened. Whispers echoed through Capitol Hill. Had the new Attorney General just set a precedent that the rule of law could be overridden by political will? And still, Pam Bondi remained defiant. "We will not allow chaos to dictate justice," she declared as cameras flashed and protests roared outside her office. But beneath the firm rhetoric and media spin, one truth lingered like smoke after a fire. A federal judge was ignored. American legal norms were bent, and lives were changed forever. This wasn't just about immigration. It was about power, about precedent, and about whether the guardians of justice were still bound by the very laws they swore to uphold. Pam Bondi had thrown down the gauntlet. Now, the nation waits to see who, if anyone, will pick it up.